The Holiday Inn Express of Pittsburgh has flexible meeting spaces, complimentary internet access, a free hot breakfast bar in the morning, and an indoor pool that the whole family will enjoy. Come book a room at the newest hotel in Pittsburgh, the Holiday Inn Express.
Hey Dallas, Eddie Lomshek with KKOW Radio. I know Tuesday and Wednesday are your work days, really. How's practice been this week?
I was about to say, as far as I can tell, I mean, we came out Tuesday, and it seemed like, I mean, we were almost like a brand new team. Came out, everybody had a little bit of a fire. I was about to say, it was one of the, more up-tempo practices that we've had since, since fall camp, and like we put on the first day at PAS. So it was good to see, and that rolled over into Wednesday too. It was a little bit, the rain kind of pushed us back a little bit, but it didn't slow us down at all.
Do you expect there to be a sense of urgency with this team with one loss now?
No, I think we're just going to go out there and, a loss is a loss, it happened, but we're just going to go out there and it's another game, we're not going to look past it. We're not going to look, to the national championship. We're not going to do any of that. We're just going to one game at a time. It's kind of always been our motto.
You're a senior on this team. How do you see your role on this team as a veteran coming off a loss?
It's just kind of keep everybody motivated, keep everybody up. Don't let them, dwell on the loss. Come Sunday and Monday, Sunday is tough, but Monday and then Tuesday when you get out of practice, you got to, a whole new week. Get everybody up tempo, keep everybody up, get their mind on the next task and what we're doing. So,
defense has played well. The numbers are really good. What have been the keys for you guys on that side of the ball?
Just to play. Play fast, hard-nosed. Football. That's what Pitt State's kind of been all about, is being able to go out there and play hard-nosed and make everybody feel that they played. So, just be fast and hit somebody is basically it.
What was the biggest takeaway from last week? What was the thing that you guys really learned the most?
I don't want to say we underestimated, but maybe don't be.
That was awesome. Go ahead.
All right, maybe I don't know if we came in relaxed. I'm not really sure, what the feeling was before the game. I know personally I came in and I felt great, and home game, it's hard to not be amped up for that. But just come in and you just gotta be able to take one game at a time, and don't take any team for granted, because any team can lose any day of the week. So.
Do you think last week was a good representation of how good this team is or could be?
Oh no, I think for us, it's sky's the limit for us. We've came in fall camp, worked so hard, and we have such determination to make it to the postseason and all that. And I don't think one loss is gonna slow us down at all from that.
Dan Hawk, KOAM, what are you seeing out of the offense on their side of the ball? What do you think they have so far that you've seen on film?
Again, Western. I'm about to say, I know just from watching a little bit of film, they lost their starting quarterback, Partridge, and they got two young guys, both I think freshmen at quarterback. And I think as a defense, we're going to look to put a little bit of pressure on those guys, because being a freshman, being your first year playing, and that's going to be tough coming in. And the game against Western and us is always a battle, and it's just we really get after it, and both sides of the ball, both teams. So hopefully we can get to them and rat them a little bit.
After a loss, it's important to quickly establish yourself in the next game. What have you guys been talking about, that first drive?
Our defense always seems to come out with that fire, whether it's on the road or away, and we're just trying to look to roll that over to every game, regardless, win or lose, any of that. Just go out there and establish our dominance on defense. 3 and out them, get a turnover, anything like that. We're looking to do that.
Hey, Austin, Eddie Lomshek with KKOW Radio. What can the offense take away from last Saturday?
Honestly, we've kind of tried to just put it behind us in a way. One thing we can take away from is that you can't take people for granted. You have to finish drives. We put together some good drives, and we just never finished the drive. And so one thing we really took out of last week was just finishing every play, every drive.
Dan Hawk, KOAM, why do you think you guys struggled with the offense this past week?
I just think that we didn't ever get the momentum that we needed to. I think we struggled to put together a series of plays. We'd have a good play here, and then we would have a loss on the next play. And so I think the main thing we struggled with was just putting together drives and maintaining them.
This week, the team that you're playing ranked 4th for total defense, so it's going to be a very tough challenge. What are you seeing so far with the defense with the Griffins?
Absolutely. They returned 7 starters on defense, so we know that it's going to be a tough task. I mean, we went up there last year with a lot of the same guys that we have as well, and so we look forward to this matchup. We look forward to playing them. It's always a fun game, and so we're excited and we're ready to go up there.
Both enter 3-1, so obviously this is going to be even a bigger week for you. Talk about that.
Absolutely. We're both 3-1. I mean, in this conference, it's tough to go undefeated anyways. I mean, everybody has a tough time winning all their conference games, and so if we can go up there and get a win, it'd be huge for us.
You're part of a group that, you know, a lot of talk about the receiving core with the loss of John Brown from last year. How do you feel with the receiving core and with where the passing game is?
Obviously, losing John was a big deal. I mean, he was a great player for us. I feel like as the passing game moves along, we've developed as receivers. We've got some young guys that have developed really well. Myself and Austin Panko's done well, and so we look forward to the matchup this weekend with their corners and just keep growing as the season goes.
What's the chatter been like this week in practice? You know, talk about the loss, you know, just staying positive. What's it been like?
Yeah, we've been trying to stay positive. I mean, that's been the key, is just staying up. We can't control what happened. We can only control what happens next, and so we've been really trying to stay focused on what the next task at hand in this week, and so we can't harp on each other, get frustrated with one another. We can only stay together as a group.
Why do you think you guys, you know, the first couple of weeks were getting into double-digit scores, and then this past week couldn't even get a touchdown? Why, do you think?
I'd just say, like I said, it was just maintaining the drive. We had a costly penalty here or there that really hurt, just getting in the end zone, and so we look forward to just putting a drive together, sustaining that drive, and just keeping it going for 4 quarters, not taking plays off. I mean, individually as a unit, and the offense particularly, just taking plays off necessarily and playing hard for the defense, because they've played very well through 4 games.
Did you notice any difference in practice this week coming off the loss?
I wouldn't say not a difference, no. I mean, the intensity was a little higher offensively. We were more tuned into our individual assignments all across the board, from O-line to quarterback to running back and receiver. And so I think that definitely is going to play a big role in this week, and hopefully we can execute a lot better.
How important is it to establish yourself quickly on that first drive?
I think it's very important to go out and do what we want to do on the first drive of the game, just to establish the run game, the passing game, whatever it may be, and just be able to establish the line of scrimmage. I think if we need to dominate up front, and that's going to, I think, play a big part in the game.
Coach Beck, Jim Henry from the Joplin Globe, but could you give us an update on the injuries of Jeff Seabold?
Well, he's got a midfoot sprain, so we're not sure, how soon he'll be available. He's going in rehab every day, and as soon as we get him ready, we'll get him back in the action.
Will he be ready this week, possibly?
I don't know that yet.
Still swollen?
Don't know that either.
Coach, what's the status of Vincent Brown?
Vincent Brown's kind of the same way. Vincent's got a high ankle sprain. See what he can do today to see if he'll be available on Saturday. So kind of today's practice is kind of in the past been a day where on Thursday if they can do something on Thursday, then we'll travel them and play them on Saturday. So we'll have to wait and see.
Any other injuries that we're not aware of?
Nothing that would keep anybody out.
Will Jeff be practicing today?
Don't know that yet either. You have to stay around for practice.
It'll be a rainy one. Coach, what was the biggest takeaway from last week?
The biggest takeaway probably would be the ball in the end zone. That was a big takeaway. No, it's such a tough loss when you play so good defensively. We played good in special teams as well, except for, we tried to drive a long field goal and got it blocked. Other than that, everything else, I think we kind of won the special teams area. So when you win 2 out of 3 areas and you don't play good enough offensively, you put enough points on the board, and it's frustrating. But, we have several things that we got to get better at offensively, and hopefully after yesterday practice, we'll get that taken.
How has practice been this week?
Tuesday was really good defensively. Wednesday was really good offensively. So hopefully today we can, practice good on both sides of the ball, and it's a little bit unusual game being in the evening there. So we'll travel the day of, which is a little bit different dynamic for us, but it's same thing we did last time. Or I guess in 11 we did that, but so just another good day of practice. I think we'll be ready to go.
This Griffins team has a ferocious defense as well. What do you talk about that? What's the biggest thing you're going to have to do to stop them?
Well, first thing is they've been in a 4-3 defense for probably, I want to say 20 years. I don't know. It probably hasn't been that long, but it's been a long time. They're in a 3-man front instead of a 4-man front, which is a completely different style for them. But you can tell they're very good. They got good defensive linemen, and then 4 good inside linebackers that can pose some problems because their outside backers will be up really tight at times, and then they'll be loose at times, and they'll blitz at times, and they'll drop at times. So it causes you some issues with what they do up front. They like to find a way to get 7 of them in the box, even though they're a 3-man front team. So very good defensively. Have done some nice things. Michael Jordan, I think, has got 3 interceptions, and they've got 8 interceptions as a team. So just be our, again, toughest defense we've seen up to this point, without a doubt.
You talk about adversity, we needed a battle of adversity. Now you've got it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that moving forward.
Yeah. Handled it well defensively, didn't handle it well offensively. And again, just because I think so much we need rhythm, didn't have a lot of flow, and it seemed like every time we had one guy make a mistake offensively, it really cost us. But again, that's something that you got to be able to overcome, and we just didn't handle it very good last week.
As for the mistakes made on offense, fixable?
Oh, yeah.
It's just a pattern?
Oh, yeah, it's fixable. There's, Anthony played very, very good at times, and then there's, as the quarterback always gets too much credit or too much blame when things don't go right, and there's 2 or 3 plays that, if you go back and look, and he'll make that throw 9, 10 out of 10 times. And there's just a couple throws that are easy throws for him that he didn't make. And again, there's a couple times where he left the pocket a little early than he had to. And, it cost us a couple of times. But, it still comes down to you got to be efficient on first down, but we got to be much more efficient on third down.
Coming off of a loss, you have to have a hunger to really establish yourself right out of the gates. How badly does this team want to prove that?
Well, like I told them, there's a lot of football to be played. All we have to do is go win one game. That's the bottom line. I mean, you can't worry about who's next week or the week after or whatever. It's just, we've got a very good Missouri Western team that we're going to go play at their place. For whatever reason, the road team has had some success the last few years, but that really doesn't have anything to do with this year. We've got to go up and perform better and try to win all 3 phases of the game, and have a chance to succeed that way.
Is this going to be one of the best Missouri Western teams that you've seen so far?
Well, I think they're really, really good defensively. I think offensively, their tailback, Raphael Spencer, is a really good player. He's the 2nd leading rusher in the conference, and there's no question they're going to try to get the run established with him. They play 2 quarterbacks, and they're both young, so there's things that, they're going to improve on every week, so they'll continue to get better. So, there's no question they're a good football team.
With the 2 quarterback system, you kind of don't know what to expect. How do you prepare your team for that?
Well, they don't change a lot from one quarterback to the other, so that's the good thing. I mean, they both run their offense, so it's not like you have one that's just primarily a runner and one's primarily a thrower. They both just run their offense.
You went to Western this time last year, coming off a loss. Do you sense any similarities between this year and last year?
Again, it's just one of those things in the MIAA. You got to be ready to play every week, and I guess we have that experience from last year, and hopefully we have the same amount of hunger that we did last year going up there. But we were some people kind of wrote us off last year after the game that we lost last year, and man, our guys really went up there and played well the next week. And I know that we've got a lot of juniors and seniors, so I know they're going to get themselves ready to go, and have the right mindset when we walk in there.
Coach, how does having all those juniors and seniors on your team help you move on from a loss from last week?
Well, I think it does, just because of the maturity, and they understand. And don't get me wrong, it was a really, really tough loss. And Sunday and Monday, it's kind of gut wrenching at times. But like we told them after the game, Tuesday, you got to let it go after Sunday and Monday, because you can't let it carry over on to Tuesday. And we came out Tuesday ready to go. Tuesday's a tough day because it's not only a day, and it needs to get a lot of quality work in that day, but you're also learning because of different alignments and assignments on some things. So, but Tuesday was good as far as how they felt about their approach. So, but again, Wednesday was a better practice for us, just because we had installed a couple different things.
If Jeff Seabold cannot play, who does that open the door to more carries?
Oh, there's several people: Dre Holman, David Cardinal, Brian Poston, Jamal Tyler. Ethan Fugit is a freshman that we weren't able to play the first 3 weeks. We had plans on playing him game one, and then find out the day before the game that he's got mono, so he had to miss out the first 3 weeks. So he played a little bit. Last week he'll play more and more as the season goes on. So we have several running backs that we can go to.
How confident returning for this Saturday?
Jeff? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, typically that type of injury is a couple-week injury, So, we'll just have to see if there's, any way he can get ready to go.
Comfort Inn of Pittsburgh offers a cozy, welcoming room with free internet access. Enjoy the indoor pool area year-round and wake up to a complimentary breakfast every morning. When staying at the Comfort Inn, you can feel at ease knowing that your satisfaction is the most important thing to us.